Like damn, she wanna fuck with a Tachi. I say I own it, and she got it.
What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's dive into Smackdown from June the 28th, 2024. A pretty okay show. So we kicked the show off with the Bloodline. They're in the parking lot. Paul Heyman's wondering where Jacob Fatu is before they head to the entranceway. And then it's revealed on screen that Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens are looking for revenge. So they make a beeline for the ramp. And then they go after the Bloodline. So it's total chaos at ringside. And then before Nick Aldis is able to bring in security, Kevin Owens is able to get his hands on Tamaloa for a second. And then Nick Aldis is trying to calm down the baby faces. Then Nick Aldis directs a security guard to get into the ring. But the security guard is met with an RKO. The rest of the guys get in there. They get beat up via crossroads, RKOs, and a few stunners. So the crowd pops massive for all this. Both Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, they run down the Bloodline, promising to put them down for good at Money in the Bank. Cody Rhodes gets on the mic and says the Bloodline sees 3 victims, but the champ doesn't see it that way. He sees his best friend Kevin Owens, a 14-time world champion, and the man responsible for Cody standing there, the legend killer Randy Orton, in a sold-out arena in Madison Square Garden. The way he sees it, he should be defending his championship, but instead he's fighting a war he thought he finished at WrestleMania. So then Nick Aldis comes out with New York's finest police officers. They surround the ring, and Cody Rhodes tells Solo he doesn't know why they're calling themselves the Bloodline, because Cody doesn't see a boss or a tribal chief. He sees a seat filler, which is great. And Cody Rhodes' music plays, and basically all 3 guys are head to the back, or they're going to head to the police station. So really good shit there. I enjoyed this. The crowd was super into this. This was great. What a great way to kick off the show. So I dug it. So moving on. NYPD, they're escorting Cody, Randy, and Kevin to the parking lot. Nick Aldis, the classic comments, and then the trio, they get into vehicles before they leave the arena. All right, all this stuff is cool. Moving on, first match of the night. Tiffany Stratton, she defeated Candice LeRae and Jade Cargill with the help of Indy Hartwell. Bianca Belair got involved in this, as well as Nia Jax got involved in this. But in the end, with the help of Indy Hartwell, Tiffany Stratton was able to get the win via the prettiest moonsault ever, which is great. And my girl's going to Money in the Bank, so I'm happy about this. This is excellent. And she's definitely going to be the one to win Money in the Bank. Like, why wouldn't she? Like, it's tailor-made for her. And I don't think that Triple H is going to fuck it up at all. I think she's going to win for sure. There's just nobody else who's going to win. And when she wins, they might do a Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss storyline from years ago. I think that happened in, 2018 or 2019? I believe it was 2018 when all that happened with Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax. But anyway, they might play that storyline up with Triple H. So, yeah. But this is great to see Tiffany Stratton in the Money in the Bank. Great. Moving on. So, we're backstage. Naomi warms up for her match until Bayley stops by to say hi. Man, Bayley looks good. She looks really, really good. Same thing with Naomi. They address the possibility of Naomi winning Money in the Bank and potentially cashing in. When Blair Davenport, she interrupts both women to run them down before escaping their revenge. So this is fine. This actually does make sense. I like Blair Davenport. She deserves better. Maybe they can have her on some type of feud after Money in the Bank is over with, or, Blair Davenport has to do something. If she wasn't going to do anything, and I said this about so many call-ups, why the fuck did you call them up? Why didn't you just leave them back down in NXT for a while until you had something concrete and set in stone for them to do? I don't understand for the life of me why Triple H does not get that simple fucking concept. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, ABC. I don't understand it. When you bring people up from from NXT to the main roster, you should already have storylines and feuds planned out for them. If you do not, you are bad at booking. And you could really leave them down in NXT. If that means leaving them down there for an extra 6 months, so be it. Or even another year, so be it. As long as you have plans for them long term. That's just how it should be. Moving on. We're backstage again. So Michin, a.k.a. Mia Yim, she's talking to Nick Aldis about a match against Nia Jax. So the Street Profits, they come into play. They address a match of their own because they want the Bloodline. So it's a hard enough from Nick Aldis. And the homies, Pretty Deadly, they show up, finally. They arrive. So they pitch Nick Aldis a musical, which gets some good grief. Which gets grief from the Profits, who offer to pitch their match of their own against Pretty Deadly, which was going to be next week. So this is fine. This makes perfect sense. I do like this. I'm glad to see Pretty Deadly get some time for sure. So this is good. Moving on. So Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman, they are backstage. They're having a chat. Paul Heyman says that Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Kevin Owens have been escorted away before asking Solo where's Jacob Fatu. Solo says he hears Heyman. He listens to him. Paul Heyman said Fatu was too dangerous, so he's not here tonight. That's why Paul is Solo's wise man, and that's what tonight is all about. Okay, this is fine. Moving on, this leads us into the triple threat match for the men. Logan Paul, LA Knight, and Santos Escobar. LA Knight gets the win. Logan Paul was booed. Fox kept on blacking the screen out, which was stupid. So basically, Tyrese Halliburton and what was the other guy's name? Shit. They got involved in the match, which was great. That was cool. The crowd liked it. So LA Knight gets the win. He wins via a roll-up. It was like Logan Paul and him were trading roll-ups, and LA Knight got the victory. He got the last laugh. So, post-match, Tyrese entered the ring with the brass knucks, but Jalen entered in with a steel chair, and both Jalen and LA Knight and Logan Paul and Tyrese, they stared each other down, which was great. So, pretty good little cool visual, bringing in the NBA and all this is great. New York Knicks and Pacer Heat, which is pretty cool. I like it. Fun stuff. The crowd was into it too. Again, my only issue was Fox blacking out everything. I can't wait until SmackDown goes to USA. I can't wait. At least we'll be able to see everything, and certain things will be bleeped out or muted out. But for TV screens to keep going black and white and stuff, that shit pisses me off. I can't stand that. That's annoying. We're not 5 or 10 years old. We're grown people. Come on. Moving on. So Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews, they're backstage. They talk about what they just saw before arguing about who will advance. They're interrupted by Carmelo Hayes, who wants to become Mello in the Bank, which is not going to happen at all. Moving on, we get a pretty cool Andrade video package. He has his eyes on Money in the Bank with the promise of not just taking the briefcase, but taking everything. This is great. So, Naomi wins. She defeats Blair Davenport and Indy Hartwell with the help of Jade Cargill, who got involved. She took out Indy Hartwell, and this allowed for Naomi to get a win via like a crazy roll-up pin. I don't know what that was. I don't know what I was watching. I was like, what the hell is that? Like, it's like some Spider-Woman type of weird shit of a pin. So it looked like a weird crucifix pin or whatever, but she won that way, which is fine. I kind of wish she would just go back to using Starstruck for whatever reason with Naomi. But I don't know why she used that finish, so I don't know. But this is fine. This makes perfect sense. Is Naomi going to win? No, she's just there. Moving on. So, DIY, they addressed the tag title match. Austin Theory, he interjects, saying he had time to think about what they've been telling him and what they did. DIY point out that Grayson Waller has been pulling Theory in their way, but Grayson Waller blindsides them. He attacks them, beats down both DIY, which is great. And him and Austin Theory, they celebrate. This is great. They are slowly going to turn Austin Theory babyface for whatever reason. It's kind of cool, but I like Tommaso Ciampa. Johnny Gargano, fuck no. Ugh. No. So Paul Heyman, he comes out. He's looking for the microphone, and then there's a chorus of boos from the crowd for whatever reason. So this leads us into the Bloodline acknowledgement ceremony. So Solo tells Tama Tonga to acknowledge him. Tama obliges, standing with Tama Loa. The love and acknowledgement is shared by his enforcer, Jacob Fatu. And then Solo turns his attention to Paul Heyman, who tells him to acknowledge him as well. So Tama Loa, he unveils a lei similar to what was presented to Roman Reigns, which shocks Paul Heyman to his core. As Solo tells the wise men to acknowledge him, Paul Heyman looks shook as he holds up the lei, telling Solo that he loves him, and he acknowledges that he is not Paul Heyman's tribal chief. So the crowd pops massively for this. This was tremendous. I love this. This was excellent. The crowd absolutely went bonkers for this shit. This was great. So Solo then lays out Paul Heyman with a Samoan spike, telling him he loved Paul before directing Jacob Fatu to climb up. So Jacob Fatu does a massive headbutt to Paul Heyman. The Bloodline, they take Paul Heyman out of the ring, and they put him to the announce table. They do the Shield powerbomb to the announce table. The crowd pops. They say, holy shit. And then the Fox feed goes mute once again. And then Jacob Fatu picks up the lei, and he puts it on Solo in acknowledgement. And the foursome, they do the ones, and we go off the air. This was great. This was excellent. I love this, but who ruined it? Fox. They ruined it. I hate when they block out stuff like that. It makes no sense. This was good. This was tremendous. I love this. I know a lot of people think that Roman's going to show up at Money in the Bank, but he's not. I think Roman will probably show up more so at SummerSlam. People have to realize Roman's dad just passed away. All right? He's not going to come next week in Toronto. Okay? Paul Heyman being taken out is great. Paul Heyman's going to be out for probably a good 2 to 3 weeks, probably 3 weeks or whatever. And that's when we'll see Roman come back. And maybe we can get a match between Roman and Solo down the line. Maybe before Survivor Series. So maybe that's where everything is leading towards. But we're not going to see Roman at Money in the Bank. That's not going to happen. Roman will more than likely show up at SummerSlam to confront the Bloodline. And I'm pretty sure they're going to win the 6-man with, I believe it's Solo and God against Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton. So that's probably where we'll see the Bloodline 2.0 get their win and start showing their dominance. So, yeah. But overall, SmackDown was okay. The beginning of the show was great. The ending of the show was fantastic. The middle, it was alright. The Money in the Bank stuff was okay as well. So that's cool. But I'm very interested in the Bloodline stuff. I forgot to mention, SmackDown did a phenomenal video package for Sika. He got a really good video package. Actually, the entire wrestling industry paid tribute to Solo. Paid tribute to Sika. So that was great. Really good stuff. Really good stuff there. Again, we have the NY family in our thoughts and prayers. SmackDown was good overall. Again, the Bloodline stuff was tremendous. I loved it. Paul Heyman being put to a table was great. And Paul Heyman sold everything like a champ. This was beautiful. Chef's kiss. This was great. But what did you guys think of SmackDown? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.